Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Encore. This is a Disney Plus original. It's a series. It's hosted by Kristen Bell. You might know her from a few other things, such as Anna from Frozen. Or is it Anna? Anna. Maybe it's Anna. Veronica Mars, The Good Place, and loads of other things. She's a super mega talented actress, but she has a very small part in this. She's kind of a host. She introduces each of the episodes, and I pretty much thought that that was the extent of her involvement. Like this show might have been something that was made for that was like shopped around for other channels, and they just sort of snuck her in there and just sort of said, hey, Kristen Bell's hosting it, and like she's just part of the opening thing. That's not the case. She actually shows up at the performance of these people putting on little musicals. Now I probably should explain to you what this is all about. This is all about adults going back to their hometown high school and discovering, rediscovering their love of musicals. They had all done a musical, at least one, in high school, and they're now brought back from their very different lives from all over the country, and they reunite to put on that same musical. And do they still have the chops? Do they still enjoy this kind of performing on a stage? Are they any good? I mean, come on. When it comes to high school musicals, for the most part, those aren't exactly Tony level performances. We understand that. We know that that's not the case. But, I've been actually involved in a number of musicals myself, but never as an actor. No, I do not have that skill. If you can't tell, I basically found my way into working backstage. One of my friends was one of the main characters in a musical many years ago, and I had to. It was called Sugar. It was based on Some Like It Hot, and I had to help my friend change into a dress and out of a dress from man to woman backstage at our high school musical. That was my job, so he could do it quick and fast and dirty. It was very odd experience for me. So I was a backstage guy. I helped with moving things around, but that's about it. So this actually, even though I was not one of the out on stage type of people, I was still traumatized by this. It brought back a number of memories. I can't imagine what it was like for these people, and of course you go through it with them throughout each of these episodes. I only watched one. I watched the first one. It was set in Santee, California, which is Southern California, right outside of San Diego. And it shows them, each of these actors, who they were able to get back to come back to do this in their lives. They're raising children. You see what the jobs they do. And one's a cop. One's a warehouse guy. A couple of them are teachers. They're just coming from all over, and they're willing to put themselves in front of a camera and in front of an audience for the first time in 25 years ish. And they've got kids now. It's pretty much most of their focus or their job or anything else. And the idea of coming back into this world is a little unsettling. And again, because this is a reality show, and I said this yesterday, I hate reality shows so badly because they're so not real. They're so exaggerated, and they're often edited in a way, and it makes sense. I understand why it's edited in a way in order to accentuate any aspect of anything you're watching, whether good or bad. It's never, things are going pretty well, and everybody gets along, and there's no stress, and people hit their marks, and they say their lines, and they sing perfectly. That's not interesting at all. Why would you watch a show like that where everybody's just like, we haven't done this in 25 years. We are excellent at it. It's not something that happens. It's not something you want to watch. But because it's very much a heavily edited scenario where you get to see. They bring in. Oh, by the way, they bring in professionals. An Emmy-nominated director. Sorry, not Emmy. Tony-nominated director from Broadway, and a dance choreographer, and somebody in charge of music and everything else, just to really put a polish on this, and to do it within a very short period of time. I think they said it was like a week, and I don't think that's real, because actually they're actually pulled away from their families and whatever else they're doing for this time. I'm guessing they were compensated. I don't know. I would imagine, but because one woman makes a comment that, "Hey, I'm used to waking up, and my kids all crawled in bed with me, and when I woke up where I was, there were no kids, and it made her a little depressed at first. But then she's like, I kind of like this, and then a little bit. It was the first time she just felt free, and that she didn't have a pile of feet in her face for the first time in a while. But yeah, it's them stepping into a back into a world, going home again, and testing that old adage, saying, "Can you go home again? Can you relive that life?" I mean, when they did this last, it was 1996, a million years ago. A different century for sure, but these people, you see them go through. Dealing with all the emotions, looking back on their past, seeing how they were connected and how they were disconnected in many ways to their school culture. So one kid was a total loner, and the only thing that brought him into this was being part of this musical. He was kind of a wallflower. He didn't really do anything, and being part of this musical brought certain things out of him. And most of them actually, when he first showed up, most of them were like, "Who are you?" And then, oh, that guy, yeah, you, yeah. And there's others that were in the closet. Well, one of them that was in the closet during that time, and he had been going through a number of different issues. He had actually stood up. He wrote for the school paper, and he stood up for some people who were being gay bash. He wasn't standing up for the gay bashers. He was standing against the gay bashers, and he got a whole lot of flack for that. And the other people that he's telling this to are like, I had no idea that was going on. And yeah, it's everybody has their story. Another kid who's now a man was dealing with cancer, and one of the aspects of this, he was never supposed to be able to grow up. He was never supposed to have kids, and he didn't lose any of that. The only thing he lost was his hair, and that actually becomes a bit of a plot point in in the episode that I watched. It's interesting. Yeah, I think some of this stuff might have been a little bit exaggerated, but yeah, it adds some color to the story. You don't want to watch a boring story. So, and yet some of these people a lot of them have not done anything in the realm of musicals or acting or anything else in forever. And so you think you're going to watch a train wreck. You think you're going to, you see everything that goes wrong. You see the professionals going, these people are failing at every point. You see the look on their face. You see the comments, caught on a hot mic. You hear those things, and you think that it's going to be a complete disaster. And of course, it's going to be a happy ending. It's not going to be perfect, and yeah, there's a little bit of drama peppered in backstage while things seem to be going well up front. It's for me, it was interesting to watch. I don't know if I'm going to watch any more of these. It's like I said, I hate reality shows, and the prospect of seeing Kristen Bell in anything makes that difficult. Actually, I might watch it, even though she only appears at the beginning and the end, as she gives a pep talk to the people as they're about to go on stage, and cheering them on in the crowd. In their hometown, by the way. It's not like they were brought to Broadway, or they're brought to some big theater in LA where nobody knows them. Their family, their kids, their parents, all of them get to witness a side of their mom or dad or sister or son or daughter that they hadn't seen ever, or in at least 25 years. So at least 25 years. So yeah, it's a really strange situation. All of this, of course, was filmed before the pandemic, so nobody's walking around at these things with masks on. So it's also a little bit weird seeing a crowd of people in the theater watching all these other people. So yeah, I found it entertaining. My BS meter at times was going off. But I don't think these people are that good of actors to have made up problems for themselves. So that kind of is not, it's not an insult. It's just like, you know what, maybe what they really were going through is real. And yeah, I mean, to pull this off is kind of astounding. Yes, they had professionals helping them out, and yeah, they were dealing with stuff that they hadn't touched on in so long, but they pull it out. So again, I have a feeling this is, none of these episodes are going to end with tears and destruction and like somebody just going screw it all. It's never going to be that drama. If there is, I want to know what episode that is, because I'll watch that. But otherwise, this is pretty much by the numbers as you expected. Twists and turns, of course. Lots of emotion, lots of tears here and there. It's it's a it's worth checking out if you were ever in a High School Musical, if you ever dealt with any of these things. This is going to be fun and traumatic for you at the same time. Think about what you would do if you were pulled back 25 years. Or there's some episodes here that go much further back. That there are some people who, yeah, I think it's the 80s, maybe the 70s, I don't know, and they have to revisit those characters. In this first episode, they do Annie. So you get a bunch of 40-somethings who are now pretending to be 10-year-olds, orphan 10-year-olds, you know, trying to wrangle a dog, make sure he hits his mark and does his bark. You know, can that happen? Can any of them sing? You're pretty sure they don't. They can't. So it's a little bit of a, you know, roller coaster ride. I would recommend it, yes, if you're into this kind of thing. Unless if I wasn't doing this daily thing and it wasn't randomly selected for me and Kristen Bell wasn't involved, I probably would have never chosen to watch this on Disney Plus. So way to go, Disney Plus, for picking the right actress to throw in there to get me interested. So yeah, Encore, Disney Plus original. Check it out. Might like it. I was surprised I liked it as much as I did. So let's pick tomorrow's episode.
429.
Okay. Always wait for you to actually say it, so it's not just there. But 429. Went past it. Oh, okay. I don't know what this is, but it's a movie, it says. Probably. You know what? I have seen it when I've been searching, but I have a feeling this might be a Disney Channel original. Not sure. Yeah, we'll find out. Why am I pausing? It's the Princess Protection Program. That's what we're watching. The Princess Protection Program on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. That's what we're watching next. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.